Hello and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Adrienne. I'm a licensed esthetician and makeup artist. If you are one of my returning subscribers, I am so happy to be back and see you guys today. I just want to do a quick life update and kind of trying out some new products, get ready with me type deal. So I'm going to try to talk while I'm putting my makeup on and just brushing these brows out. That will be a true challenge if I can continue to talk while I'm doing my brows. So I'm going to go in first with the Too Faced primer. I'm not even sure, the Hangover RX primer. I've had this thing forever. I need to use it up. As dewy as my face is looking right now, I don't really think I need a primer because I just did my skincare about 45 minutes ago when I got out of the shower, but I'm putting it on anyway. Basically, I have not posted a video for the last couple of months, and this seems to, like as I've discussed with you guys, I think my last video, seems to happen in the summer. Just using a Benefit brow pencil here, I'm not even sure what number it's in. What ended up happening this time as to why I took a hiatus from making videos is I decided to open my aesthetics practice back up. And I opened April 12th, and I'm in a solo salon studio is where I decided to rent it. So in a little bit we're going to go on a tour of that. I will take you guys on a tour during this video of that. And what prompted me to do that was, if you guys remember, I've had a rough year in 2020. Like everybody else did. I did get really sick, and if you haven't watched the videos back where I finally made it back to YouTube in general in 2021, I will post a link to that above so you can go check that out with the COVID updates and things like that. So I was planning on this time of the year being out on the road full-time RVing with my family. That was our plan, was to buy a handicap accessible RV for our son that lives with us, who is now an adult, and to go out on the road and just experience the country and see if there was some place we might like to move and settle down in the next few years, because I have no idea where I would like to live. Sometimes I think I would like to go southwest. When I was out in Vegas a couple years ago, that climate and weather did really good for my body, and I felt really good out there even in that heat. So southwest is where I want to go, and these brows are probably a mess. I'm going to end up really straightening them out once I get off camera, but I really can't see because I don't have my glasses on, so that's going to have to do. And you guys, please don't judge. I have the most disgusting brushes that you'll probably ever see of anybody on YouTube. I've been meaning to wash these brushes for like 3 weeks now and just haven't done it. And I'm going in with my MAC paint pot in soft ochre and going to put some primer down on my eyes. I usually put my MAC Prep and Prime eye base down before I do this step, but I just didn't feel like it today, and my eyelids are heavily moisturized. And since I turned the AC off so that it wouldn't be making noise while I'm recording, I am kind of sweating my butt off at the same time, and not sure if I even should have put any primer on my face to begin with, because I can feel myself sweating now. But back to the point of what I was saying. We were planning on doing that and being out in the RV traveling to find somewhere to settle down and live in the future. So I always knew that I would open my aesthetics practice back up. So really the plan was to open my aesthetics practice at the earliest in 4 years. 5 years probably at the latest after we found somewhere to settle down. But we ended up moving my husband's mother and father-in-law in with us last fall due to some health conditions where my mother-in-law needs help taking care of my father-in-law. So that kind of stopped us from being able to RV. We had to make some change of plans, so now we are kind of staying in one place and staying put while we're helping out with them. And I'm going to go in with this ColourPop quad here. This one's in the color Sparkle, and it looks like this. I really like that see-through clear package, but I realize that you guys probably can't see a thing that I'm putting up. I'm going for a pretty basic look right now. I don't know. I'm kind of thinking that this shade here is rich and deep chocolate as it is. I'm hoping that I can just put it on subtly enough that it will go in the crease and work as kind of a base shade. But yeah, so we're just sticking around here, and since we don't know how long we're going to stay in this area, I thought that I didn't want to waste time and be out of the aesthetics practice for that many years while I'm wasting time not doing anything career-wise. I am still part-time, well, basically half the week, because my hours, I only take clients half the week in my aesthetics practice, so the other half of the week I spend as my son's caregiver, and that's also my job, to be able to do that, and it provides, you know, insurance benefits and income and stuff like that for me. So that's been a real blessing and a help. And this is turning out to be a little bit darker than I hope. Maybe if I keep blending, I can get this to soften a little bit up by the brow bone. I didn't want it to be this deep, but I really like the idea of a quad and working with the quad for easy makeup application and not having to have so many palettes all at once. Not sure if I want to use both these colors. I think I'm going to go in with this one. I am all over the place. Please try to keep up. I know I'm kind of spazzy right now with my story. Hopefully I'm keeping on track. So as I'm doing that, I thought, well, I will get back into the aesthetics field and continue to build my business and an online presence with that, because I told you guys that I already started freelance makeup artist last year, and that's what I was going to do while we were traveling on the road off and on, just come back, and if I had weddings or some job, do the job. But once we decided we were going to be stationary, I knew that there was no point in me sitting still and not opening my aesthetics practice back up in case I want to open a practice somewhere else, or maybe go in someone else's practice or go work with the doctor. With being a registered nurse, I can do a lot with medical aesthetics also in that direction. So I went ahead and opened that up in April. My first week there went really well, and because I have been promoting my makeup services for a year and had that business up and running for a year, I had quite a few makeup clients that week. And first of all, we're going to go on a tour right now. I'm going to take you guys on a tour, so I will be back. When I opened up, I had decided to rent a solo salon studio, or some people like to call them suites, or there's also a company called The Loft where independent beauticians, stylists, massage therapists, nail techs, permanent makeup artists, you can rent your own studio and just set up your own business, and it's basically your own suite to decorate. So with my studio, and I'm going to go into this darker shade here. Oh, I guess I didn't tell you guys, I did use both of these metallic shades. I used the deeper shade here on the outer corner, and then in the inner I went in with this lighter shade. But I'm going to take the deepest shade here for the crease and the outer V. So I did rent that studio and was able to get it decorated. I will let you know my first week there went really well. I had lots of makeup clients scheduled since I had my makeup business open since 2020. I opened that back at the beginning of the pandemic and had been promoting and advertising that, and I have made a hot mess of that eye. I will get to blending that in just a second. I had a bunch of makeup clients. That's what I had the majority of when I reopened. I did the makeup in that room. As you saw, the little space over by the sink, I was able to set up my makeup chair and do it in that room. But as you guys saw, it was pretty small and cramped, and after getting both of them done, I was like, no, this is not going to work. And I thought that studio was really cute when I first got it, but I knew for everything that I wanted to do with the skincare, and I'm just going back in with that medium shade here and just trying to soften some of that deeper shade that I used on the outer V and the crease. I knew that I was not going to like that setup, so I decided to rent another studio, the one next door to it. So now I will go ahead and take you on another tour of my makeup studio. So as you saw, the makeup studio turned out pretty decent also. I didn't go all out with that one and decide to paint it because I only signed like a 3-month lease on it, and I was not sure what I was going to want to do with that in the end. So I did sign a 3-month lease on that, and I just hung up a little backdrop, that flowered mural thing that looks so ornate. That's just a photo backdrop. I hung that up and decorated it, and plus that works out better with the spray tan tint because I love doing spray tans. It's like makeup for the body. That's one of my favorite things to do. Right now I'm using Revolution's Superfruit Extract. This product does not like me on the rest of my face for some reason. It breaks me out, but under my eyes it makes my concealer go on so nice. And maybe I can rub off some of this eyeshadow that I put down. If not, my concealer will get it. Anyway, back to what I was saying. I set that space up so I have the two studios next to one another. And that is what basically I have been doing. So I have been super duper busy with all of these undertakings because when I opened my makeup business, I was not planning on opening my aesthetics practice at all. And I'm just shaking up my Physicians Formula liquid liner. I don't even know what this is called. Hopefully I can still put this liquid liner on and talk. Apparently I can because I'm doing it. But it was all a shocker to me. So when I initially rented that space at the Sola Salon Studios, I was not planning on having two studios. That's just the way it's turned out. And I really have liked having the two studios. So decorating two studios at one time was quite a bit. And not only that, but I had to set up like all the marketing and the website and do all those things for the aesthetics practice. And I basically contacted all my clients that I had on my email address and let them know that I was open again, because I did rename my practice when I opened it in the different locations. So I was hoping that things would pick up a lot faster, since we were starting to get over some of the initial panic of COVID and people were coming out of masks and everything. I didn't know how many of my regular clients that I would get back from the past, because I'd had my skincare practice closed for 4 years while I was working as a registered nurse, and for part of that traveling, so I wasn't able to do any appointments with them. And I'm just going in with the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Orange. I think I got a backup somewhere. I'm really going to need it. I am really using the last of this. I guess I did not need that on my nose, but just going to cover up some of the darkness here and blend with another one of my filthy brushes. But things are going well, and I really like being in that space. I still, health-wise, I'm getting a lot better. Everything still isn't completely back to normal from being sick last year. My lungs, I was finally able to get them pretty much calmed down. Off and on, I have bad days with them and may have to use inhalers and stuff, but I am at a point still where I have to be really careful with how I use the energy that I have. If I get super stressed out for any reason whatsoever, it just throws me back to a bedridden day. Like, I am so fatigued and exhausted and just weak, like I was pretty much for the whole 2020 once I got sick. I will still have setback days like that. So I really have to pick and choose what I engage in energy-wise. For the most part, I do have my energy, but I can still tell that I'm not the same person that I used to be at all, even sitting here, because today has been an oddball day. For some reason, just sitting around the house, I've had an asthma attack and had to use my inhaler, and a little winded even now while I'm recording this video, even though I feel like I'm talking 50 miles a minute. I am struggling just a little bit, but I really wanted to come on here and share with you guys what I have been doing, because it's been really exciting, and it's not the only thing that I've done over the past couple months. In another video, I'm going to take you guys on another field trip. I owe you guys like so many field trips, even of this studio here, my makeup room. As you know, at the beginning of the year, I did remodel this one, and I only need to hang a few more pictures. Of course, there's some other organizational things that I want to do with the room, and I'm going to go in with Too Faced Born This Way concealer in the shade Warm Sand and put that under my eyes. I have a couple more things to hang up in here, but my house has kind of just been a zoo with moving my in-laws in and condensing households, and my son now being home pretty much full-time because he's done with high school now. And we did add a new pet family member on last summer also that I was thinking I was going to get to show you guys him, introduce you to him one of these days. I will get him in my recording room and show him to you. He's been quite a blessing to the family, but along with that blessing, it's just another thing to adjust to because we didn't have any pets in the household. So he came a couple months before my in-laws moved in. So it's been quite a change, and trying to get used to everything has been pretty difficult because I thought when I came home from the travel nursing that things were going to really settle down and I was going to get into a flow and a routine. Well, being so sick and so just weak and fatigued for pretty much all of 2020, once I did get sick, put a damper on that. And then trying to organize the house with all the new people and all the new stuff, there's still so much of my stuff that I can't find, and it still happens to me on a daily basis where there's stuff that I go to look for. Even a pair of jeans that I was looking for before I sat down to record this video. It's like I send stuff to the laundry sometimes and I have no clue of where it's gone. And I'm just using up the rest of my Too Faced Born This Way foundation. And this is in the color, what is it? butter pecan, however you want to pronounce it. I want to hurry up and get this gone because I do have a backup that I want to pull out of my makeup room because I always buy my shade of foundation to go on my makeup kit, and I don't know why. Just because it's my shade doesn't mean that I ever end up using it on clients, and I have never used it on a client, so I definitely don't want it to go bad, so I'm going to use it for myself. But yeah, I get really frustrated still just trying to get my household figured out, but now I finally feel like things have settled a little bit and I can get back into a routine, hence why I'm here recording with you. Plus I bought so many summer palettes that I've never got to record with. Summer is always the time where I just never get to record. I mean, I guess one good thing about it is it's not my favorite season to purchase makeup in. The fall with my skin tone is my favorite season, and winter secondaries, but still there are some cute summer releases that I got, and for goodness sakes, I even have summer releases from the last couple years that I thought I would get to make videos on that I never did. So I can catch, I guess, August, some of those summer releases and let you guys see what things look like. And I'm really trying to figure out with my channels, because for each of my businesses, as I said, they are separate. They do have their own social media accounts and YouTube channels. I don't really want to combine so much of it here with you guys unless you say it's something that you want. I want you to know when you're coming to this channel that I'm going to be trying out products or talking about new products for you to pick, because some of my clients I've recommended this channel to for them to learn about different makeup products for their own home use. And I'm going in with the, what is this, a Tarte concealer, and I think, yeah, and tan sand, just for some highlight, because I am going to take some pictures, go over to the studio and just take some pictures for social media when I get done with this. But my makeover type videos that I want to do when I'm practicing on the clients, I'm not sure if you guys are going to want to see them on this channel or if I should just keep them on my business page, Makeup by Adrianne. And also I'm trying to decide how to condense my websites, because a couple years ago I had started, and I still see a little bit of that orange. Let me get some more foundation on there. I had the blog site for this channel so I could communicate with you guys, because I don't know, for some reason I just don't trust social media all the time, that they won't just delete your account, or that something won't happen and they won't inform your subscribers that you're posting videos. So I kind of like to have a backup plan for that, where my videos are somewhere that you go to my blog, you can see what I've been up to and what I've been posting. I have obviously the separate business page for my makeup business, and that's, you know, for brides or somebody that professionally wants to go on there and see about having makeup services done, if they want to get their services done by me. So I'm thinking to kind of condense some of that. I'm not sure how I want to do it. I feel like I got so many things going in so many different directions that it's going to make it a little bit hard for me to keep up with Instagram posts if I don't get something figured out. And now I'm going to go in with a Juvia's Place foundation. I don't even know what they call this stick foundation, and this one's in the shade Cameroon. I like to contour with it, but I'm really just not sure what to do with that, with the posting. I know the skincare stuff is going to stay on the skincare accounts, and I just named my business because, like I said, I basically open to get started and to help promote myself, even in case I do end up moving across the country. It's just Adrianne-PSLFYEEH.com, and all my social media handles, my Instagram and Facebook, it's Adrianne-PSLFYEEH Aesthetics, spelled with the E, not an A, if you want to go check out skincare post and learn how to take care of your skin, which I will be teaching some of that on this channel if you guys do want to know about it, but I don't know how in depth I want to go. And another reason for me opening up, besides being bound to stay in Illinois right now while I'm helping out with my in-laws is I was getting BoxyCharms, and I was getting a lot of skincare through BoxyCharm. And those products, trying to talk to you guys about products, being a licensed professional, I felt like I couldn't tell you guys half the time what I was using and what I liked because they were professional products that I wasn't carrying anymore. And most of the stuff that I was getting that was over the counter or coming from BoxyCharm, it's not something that I wanted to recommend to you guys as a viewer. And with coming on, wanting one of my ultimate goals, because I would love, you know, to be a lot more serious about YouTube and spend a lot more time on YouTube, I knew I wanted to talk to you about skincare. That's one of my main passions for life. But I just wasn't able to recommend anything to you. And boy, I could have skipped that primer. Everything is way too dewy. Trying to find the lighter side of this beauty blender and just take some of this under eye concealer down a little bit before I set it with powder, because I don't need the crepey cakeys. I knew I was going to need to do that. So I do have a lot of the products that I offer professionally in my skincare practice on that Adrianne-PSLFYEEH Aesthetics. If you have questions about it, you can always ask me. I will be adding some other products. There are some products, the company that I carry for my acne care line, that I am not able to sell to the general public if they're not clients of mine, which I do offer virtual consultations. So that's really not a problem for people that don't live anywhere near me. And I'm going to go ahead and set all this because my face feels like an oil slick right now, and I'm just using my Mary Kay translucent powder to do that. So all those products that I was getting in that box, I ended up canceling my BoxyCharm, I think like 2 months ago, all of my BoxyCharms, because I was getting the premium. I was getting everything that they offered, and I really do miss it. And I may at some point, if I'm able to really get in here and commit to YouTube and come back, I may see about getting BoxyCharm again, but I definitely got too piled up on products and skincare. I'm going to be doing lots of shop my stash by necessity, because I don't even remember some of the stuff between what I've purchased and what's come in through BoxyCharm. Tell you the truth, I don't even know what's in my skincare collection. So the tour of the room will be the next thing coming up after this video, and I want to go ahead and do the tour of the room because I promised it to you guys months ago, and because it'll make me hang up the rest of the pictures, hopefully tonight or by tomorrow night. But the shop my stash is so important because I definitely cannot take any more makeup in right now until I know what I have. And also budget wise, with opening to physical, you know, the physical locations, I need to kind of watch where I'm spending a lot of my money. And if I'm really not going to be able to commit to something and do it, I can't just throw money away on makeup as a hobby anymore. Which, like I said, I don't really want YouTube to just be a hobby because I really do like it a lot. But I have to at least get to 1,000 subscribers and get my channel monetized before I can probably go back to buying all the makeup that I was buying. I have to be smarter about my purchases, for one thing. Even though I got a revamped room, I'm still starting to get tight on space. And as you guys will see when we do the tour of the studio, my recording studio, I only have so much space for new makeup. So I really need to be more conscious about what I'm taking in. Gosh, I really should not put that much primer on. I guess I forgot how hot I get once I shut that AC off and have the lights on. So there's a lot of things going on right now, but it's all good. It's just being careful and making sure that I don't do too much and run myself down, and my body just really won't let me. And it's not all a bad thing. It's made my life a lot more efficient. I only really do the things that I want to do, that I care about. because I only have energy to do those things. And if I am doing something that I don't want to do, the end result is something that I really care about, or something that I really want, or a person that I care about. Whereas before, you know, when I had just endless energy, I would do all kinds of things in all kinds of different directions that I probably had no business even setting my hand to. So it's made me a lot more efficient. And for a bronzer, I'm going to go in with this Revolution Glow bronzer. It's a huge fan of bronzer. I'm telling you, I just don't think that I'm going to buy any more drugstore type bronzers this size. The second time I used it, I broke this off. And if you guys know my favorite bronzer, I have dropped it so many times and cracked it and gotten it in my carpet. So I don't even buy that brand anymore, even though it is my favorite. Plus, I can't find it. They're not carrying it. It was at my Korean beauty supply was where I was picking that up, and they have not had that in over a year. So I had to switch to a different one, and then I couldn't help but laugh when I dropped this one on the carpet and broke the lid to it the second time that I used it. So there's some bigger bronzers like the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer that I'd wanted to try, but I don't know if it's the size of the bronzer that's what's got me dropping and breaking stuff, or if it's just that it's cheaper packaging. Whatever it is, I think I'm going to steer clear of that kind of bronzer from here on out. And I'm looking for my special little brush here. It's just a Just Up brush to go in with this e.l.f. bronzer. This is the only bronzer for some reason that I like for the sides of my nose. So go in and just contour my nose a little bit here. I just cannot wait to go in on the products. I think you guys are going to be really surprised, probably not surprised as much of a makeup addict as I am, especially eyeshadow palettes. But there's a lot of palettes and things that I purchased that I'm going to have to just bite my tongue on some of the things I said. I said some of the things that I have that I would never buy some of those things. And of course I've already done it, but I'm going to go off of camera right now and finish the rest of my face because I need to really see what's going on with these eyebrows, and I'll be right back. Hopefully these brows turned out good enough for the camera. They look good in the natural lighting, but right in here there always seems to be a reflection and the light bounces off of them and they look crazy. And since I'm about to run errands, I'm not going to put on any false lashes, so I'm going in with, I forgot what this mascara is. I'll have to put it up. Oh, it's the Thrive mascara. I have been liking this a lot. It's like lash extensions. It really does lengthen the lashes. I've also been on a lash journey that I can't wait to make a video about for you guys. Let you guys know about some things with mascaras and different eye products that I've been using, what I have and have not liked about them. So that's another video to come up. I was wondering, like, oh my gosh, I've been gone for so long. Where do I even start? Because I have so many ideas, just roping all my ideas in to tell you guys what I have and haven't been liking, because I have been wearing makeup a lot more. I'd gotten out of the habit of wearing it all together with the mask, and just working in nursing, when I was back working in nursing last year, like, people just don't run around in full beat makeup how I like to wear makeup and always wore makeup for most of my life. And now I'm going in with, what is this, the L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara. If you guys have followed me for any length of time, you know for the most part that I don't really care for a lot of eyeliner or the smoky eye look, especially when I'm out running errands. It seems like the mascara, and by the time the makeup kind of wears throughout the day, underneath the eyes, I have enough color under the eye, and I just poke myself in the eye. So I really don't put anything on unless I'm putting on some colored shade in the waterline, which I've bought lots of colored pencils that I would like to try sometime soon. Some of them I have been in and can give you an updated review on that, some different ColourPop shades. It's funny how you would think that once you'd reviewed one thing you were pretty much done, but that's not the case with some of those. Some I care for and some I do not. And right now, just looking for a good blush brush. I'm going to use this dirty one that's full of foundation, and I'm going to go in with my blush binder and try to find a shade here. I'm really liking this cocoa shade down here, but I know that that's going to be too dark. That would turn out probably to be more like a bronzer for me. So maybe I'm going to go with this shade. I don't know if it's going to end up being too light, but I will try it. Maybe not with the bronzer that I have on. It might turn out to be something. I don't know why I'm in such a mood for just a brown look, but I got up today and I thought, oh, I want brown lipstick, brown to neutral lips. Wanted to try that quad from ColourPop really bad. So I did with that. Pretty boring look for just coming back on, especially with all the colorful makeup that I bought, but hey, you gotta start somewhere. And I'm gonna quit with this blush while I'm ahead. It's really not a look that I care too much about, the blush, and I'm gonna go in with the ColourPop BFF4 liner. Kind of hard to talk while I'm doing this. I do like ColourPop's liners, but there's some things about them that I don't like. You could almost use them for a lipstick in themselves. I don't really care for sharpening them, and I also don't care for how, I don't know if you guys have ever used these and noticed, sometimes it's like the actual makeup like comes out of the stick. It can go back down, you know, you can just tap it and it'll slide back down, but I don't like that. But there's enough things about the colors that I like that I keep buying them. And I've got this Sephora lipstick. I'll have to put the name of it on the screen. It's pretty dark. Ooh, yeah. If I remember correctly. Oh, and this one is not a matte formulation. Let me grab a Q-tip. Ah, here's one. And clean this up. Ooh, I'm going to end up blotting this. Grab a tissue. I'm not quite sure what I think about this. I'm going to go off camera and take the headband off, and I may come back on and put a little bit of a lighter color in the middle. I'm not used to seeing my lips this dark overall, and for a highlighter I'm going to go in with MAC's Soft and Gentle and just plop a little bit of this on the cheekbone. Like I said, I'm as basic gets today with this look, but that's okay. I guess for the normal everyday person, I still have on quite a bit of makeup. A little bit down the bridge of the nose. Oh, I'm looking a little shiny on the forehead. I don't really want to put too much banana powder on, but let me see if I've got my Wet n Wild. Okay, I'm going to go in with this Wet n Wild banana powder, and this one's in Caramel Toffee. This is what I normally use this in. Now I got to find a brush that I think will work well with this. This doesn't seem like a smart idea, but I'm going to do it anyway because I guess things have been going so well I have to make it. Before the camera so rudely shut off on me, I'm going to take this dense brush, and this may be a bad idea, and just tap a little bit of this powder on. The thing I like about this one for everyday powder is it's so finely milled that it doesn't seem to build up really thick on the face. Let me go and just buff that in a little bit with my regular translucent. Looks a lot better, I think. This is a completed look. I've gone off camera and messed with my brows some more. They're kind of, I had to leave them alone because they started turning into something scary for running errands, but just realized I'm going to be changing my shirt because I just got foundation all over me and just had a few camera problems. So I'm not sure what parts of this video got cut off towards the end of the makeup application. I started having all kinds of camera problems. So I am just happy to be back in front of the camera and recording something for you guys, and I can't wait to get the tour of my makeup room up. And also there's something else that I want to show you guys. We're going to go on another field trip. I can't tell you guys what it is yet because I haven't released it to the general public as a whole business-wise. So thank you so much for watching today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. You'll also want to hit the notification bell next to the subscribe button so YouTube notifies you every time I upload a new video. I'll see you guys soon.